Shannon, Peter, why should people listen to this episode of Pod Friends featuring you?
Because we did it live in San Francisco. The tech alone is so impressive.
Yeah, I think everyone's sick of Shan and they can finally listen to me. So give the people what they want.
That's good after everything we spoke about in the podcast in terms of my self-doubt.
No, this is the first thing we're doing on the podcast.
We will talk in the podcast.
What did we talk about? Or what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about, Shan?
Why you wanted to do it was because we're at like an interesting time in our lives. We're the first people to ever have a child.
Yeah. And we've launched our own podcast Gussin Around.
Talking about that stuff. So...
And where can you follow Gussin Around?
Yeah,
Gussin Around podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Gussin Around. Yeah, that's why people should listen, because we have deep thoughts about significant life changes.
And we're happy to explore them and debate sometimes them as well.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pod Friends. My name is Matt Scott. I'm your host, and that song, of course, was Pod Friends by the one and only Will from America. And it's wild to think about the fact that Pod Friends, our very first season, very first episode with Taryn Armstrong, was in 2022. Had another season, 2023, 2024, 2025. It's 2026, and this is the 5th year of Pod Friends, which feels like a big milestone. I feel like 2027 also, 5 years in, 5 years elapsed, will also be a big milestone. But I'm just so thankful for all of you that are on the journey with me and Pod Friends. And I want to share that you'll hear this at the very end of the podcast, but the theme that I want for this season, because I still have 7 more episodes to record for Pod Friends for this season, is growth. It's growth because when I joined RHAP in 2020 as part of the class of 2020, that was a long time ago. A lot's changed. Our world's changed and evolved. We've all changed and evolved. And it's so awesome that I can have Shannon as the first 2-time guest on Pod Friends, back with Peter, her husband, especially as they're expecting a child, especially as they're in a really unique stage in life. And in terms of growth, I'm so thrilled to share, as you could see from the intro, as you might have picked up from the intro, this is our first in-person recording of Pod Friends. The rest of the episodes of the season should be virtual, but it was so amazing to be able to set up 3 different angles to record in person to make it work. And so I hope that you check this out on video and are with me along the journey. And speaking of being with me along the journey, still figuring out plans for Survivor 50 and the RHAP live shows around it. But I just want to have a big plug for you to check out March 11th in Los Angeles, April 22nd in Toronto, May 6th in New York City. RHAP has 3 live shows already announced in LA, in Toronto, New York City. For Survivor 50, patrons of RHAP receive early access to tickets. By the way, if you're not a patron, check it out. Patreon.com/RHAP. I love being a patron. And I bring this up because Pod Friends is not only about growth, the theme for this season, but it's all about community. It's all about coming together. It's all about people's stories. So if you have folks that you want to see on Pod Friends, let me know on social media, Matt Scott GW. Tag me, tag them, let them know that you want to see them on Pod Friends. And I'm really working on making this a special season and cooking up something really fun. So again, follow me, Matt Scott GW, on all of the platforms. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Making their way to the podcast, hailing from Sydney, Australia, you know her as the host of Survivor Global here on RHAP, and him as her loving, adoring husband. They are the hosts of Gussin Around, a podcast where they talk about life, about pregnancy, about parenthood, about relationships, and do it all with so much heart and humor along the way. Please welcome my friends and yours, our pod friends, Shannon and Peter Guss. I've never seen The Hunger Games.
Crazy.
I've never seen Severance.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
god.
I don't watch anything except for all the things that I podcast.
You don't think you didn't watch the Hunger Games in the like 15 years you've had?
No, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
like,
never
really good.
when things are cool, I'm also just like, oh, this is too cool. It's probably overrated, and I don't want to be
No, often
disappointed.
it's not.
Do you don't find yourself being disappointed
Never.
by it always meets
Yeah,
expectations?
because I feel like
Yeah.
I really like love pop culture. I love when a
Yes.
show is good, even if it like if it's. I mean, obviously, if it's bad, that's different. But like Severance is good.
Mhm.
I enjoy it. I'm having a good time. With it.
It took. I shouldn't admit this to you. I
These trailers
feel
are
like
good.
when you're in person and like Shannon might hit me for this. Hamilton, like it took me for It's okay.
I might. I thought you were gonna say like Australian
Yeah.
Survivor. I was like, I'm not that attached.
No.
Wait, what?
And I watched Hamilton in person, and it was on Disney Plus. Or
Yes,
something
it's
like-
on Disney
So I
Plus.
did watch that, and I also saw it in person at one point. But like,
Okay,
it
so-
took me years
What? How?
because I just
you like it?
I thought it'd be overhyped, and I didn't be disappointed. I love.
No, but wait,
thank
you
God.
loved it. Okay.
Okay.
I thought you were saying that you'd seen it
No,
and you didn't
Oh,
like
okay.
it. You waited ages to see it. 'Cause you
Yeah.
assumed it couldn't be as good as the hype. You
Yeah.
watched it. You realized it was. That's fine.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was about to
Yeah,
leave.
I thought you
Okay,
were
Okay,
gonna
I
say
thought you were
Survivor.
gonna say that when you went, you didn't like it, or you didn't care.
No, I loved it, and I got it, but
Yeah,
like now
it's
I'm like
brilliant.
I just feel my adrenaline pumping. I'm a little
Jesus.
scared. It's okay. It's fine.
But you loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I love the soundtrack first. I
Of
was always
course,
a fan of the
I mean,
soundtrack. Do you still like listen to the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Because when we did Pod Friends the first time, which,
I
by the
did.
way,
I screwed up
this
the rap.
spoil-
That's
is
the
this
only thing
spoiling?
I remember.
what part of it did you actually?
Wait, is
screw
this
up? You
spoiling?
barely
I
said
could-
it.
I could-
I just
What?
watched that back.
Is this spoiling it?
The first one?
No. Oh well,
From
yes,
3.5
yes.
years
Spoilers.
ago?
Spoilers.
Spoiling Hamilton.
But like questions that you want to ask on podcast.
No, we're
But-
recording now.
I think
What?
we're recording now.
Oh, I didn't realize we
No,
started.
I know we're recording, but I think it's kind of
I
the
told
thing
you
We
3
didn't start?
times.
where we
Yeah.
start talking, and then at some point it gets to the point where it could be a conversation that is actually on the podcast.
I think we're at that point.
Oh.
And now we're on the
Ugh.
podcast. No,
Oh, wait.
believe me.
Okay, I think I
We-
can remember the exact part of the Hamilton
My bad.
stuff I
I don't think
screwed
the
up.
height talk will be in there.
Okay, cool.
The third-
That's what I was worried about. You okay?
I
Cool.
did the third verse of my shot and I screwed it up, but I don't know.
Barely.
It was it's fine.
I like how
been-
this
It's
is.
been 3.5 years.
this
That's
is
all I
haunting you.
remember. That's all I remember about that podcast. was
Do
screwing
you
up the
wake
rap.
up in a cold sweat every night thinking about it?
Well, I think
I
it's
don't
part,
sleep.
part of your. I think it's part of your OCD. Is that right?
It was so embarrassing that I screwed up the rap because I can do that rap in my sleep, but I don't sleep. But
Maybe you did screw up like one
I
thing.
screwed it up a little bit.
But the thing is, you kind of like, as the kids say, I don't even know if the kids said this 3.5 years ago. You
kids say.
ate that up.
I did not. I screwed it up.
You did a great job.
But do I still listen
Right,
to how?
you
You did a great
watched-
job.
You did
You
it.
did a great
You
job. I did
yeah.
actually.
I
I did. I remember where I was when I was
remember
listening.
that I screwed it up.
Also, as one of the things we talked about, because I did my homework as I do, because
so
I can't help but do it.
It's gonna be a
Because
spoiler.
I don't remember what is it spoiling. What is it?
haven't watched yet.
Pod
Okay.
Friends?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because sometimes I've had people who are like, "Oh, you know who you should have on Pod Friends," and then it'll be someone who was like on Pod Friends 3 years ago, and now I feel old because this is actually my 5th year, like the 5th year of Pod Friends.
Oh,
I think this is the season premiere.
wait, what were you going to
So
say?
next season's the movie.
Oh,
Mhm.
I got distracted.
No, you were saying about
Oh, spoilers. No, wait, what was I actually saying?
you were saying
Something
that
about
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton.
Yes. So back then, one of the things that was funny is that I don't know how it came up, but we were talking about Hamilton because I was like, "What are you inspired by, Shannon? Like, what Hamilton was your thing? what's your like? Where does it live for you? Is it still up here?
Yeah.
Do we have it? Have we had anything unseated?
No, nothing. I mean, since then we got 2 cats and named them after Hamilton, which we hadn't done in 2022. So even more so, I sing their names all the time. I rap to them. It made it even more meaningful for me because now I have like cats named after these characters, Eliza and Angelica, that I love so much. And I listen to it all the time. I'm currently reading the new Lin-Manuel Miranda biography. I'm currently at the part where he's doing In the Heights, so I've been listening to a lot of In the Heights. But when he gets to the Hamilton stuff, I guess I'm gonna listen to a lot of the Hamilton stuff. Like, I'm always, I just like the other night I just played the whole soundtrack, just like rap the whole thing while I was doing work. Like, I don't think anything will ever unseat Hamilton for me. Yeah.
How does that feel, Peter?
That you like Hamilton?
Peter has to love it. It's fine. Actually, since then as well, I won a competition last year.
Yes.
Where
one of the biggest fans.
Yeah, I won a
I didn't know that.
The like international tour started in Sydney during COVID, so it was like a shortened run, and it came back to Sydney to end the run. And they did a competition for the biggest fans, and I entered it, and I was like, I named my cats after it. I think that was a big reason that I won. It was like 10 people won.
Really, the cats won.
Yeah, I think about how they really like pulled through there. And so I got to like go to a rehearsal.
Okay.
And literally 10 of us sat in the room and they did the whole first act. And it was like in a room this big.
Yeah.
It was like one of the most like immersive experiences of my life. We got merch. We went to opening night and I got to take Peter. We were sitting in the front row. I was crying through the whole opening number because I was like, this is incredible. Then they emailed me back like months later and were like, when it was like really ending, and they were like, come on the stage, take photos on the stage. We got to see backstage. We got to meet like more of the cast. We did a Q&A with the cast. Like, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So I was like, they've really fed this Hamilton. And
I'm glad you won that though.
It was incredible. It was like, I never get to win things.
And Shan came back and she's like, you know what? Some of the other people are bigger fans than me.
No, I got the cat thing. The only thing that would be big would be naming a child after.
That's what I was actually just gonna say, because you could like, I feel like there's a world where you guys said like, I'll name my firstborn after, and then
I did want to name a daughter Eliza.
She did, and I wasn't keen.
Peter wasn't keen on Eliza for a child. Happen. Also, my mom is Lisa. And in Judaism, you don't name after the living, and Eliza was too close to Lisa. I really wanted Eliza. I like Skylar. I have a little cousin now named Skylar. But yeah, it ended up being perfect cat names. And my cats are as important to me as a human child. But it does make me kind of sad that our child's name will not be theatrical and not be Hamilton.
I mean,
TBD.
All sorts of names. Yeah. It's like, actually, that was my first question. It's like,
what's the name?
Yeah.
That's a great
it's
reveal.
Like, put it out there, let everyone know.
Well, it's not from
her name.
Yeah, what her name
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Which, first of all, okay, look, you brought up either before this podcast started or at the start of the podcast, depending on where this is edited.
Wait, we started?
You did the My Shot rap.
Yeah.
You messed it up, you said.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about where I messed it up. Do you want me to do it again? I'll do Satisfied.
I need you to have your redemption.
No,
this is the problem. I can't sleep at night if you don't redeem yourself.
I can't, because if I screw it up again, then it's done for me.
No, the secret is that if you did, then we could just
edit it out. I'll do the Satisfied rap. That's a different rap. Harder.
Don't mess it up, please.
You do it.
No, it's not. It's just I don't have to wait another 3 years to come back on.
Do it.
With my voice like this?
Your voice is perfect. It's like, very like, radio.
I can't. I'm nervous now.
Audiobook.
I can do a bit slowed down, maybe? Okay, I'll do the rap quickly, then it'll be done. The Satisfied rap?
This is your first.
Where should I be looking? At the camera?
No, wait, not at me. You can look wherever.
No,
look at wherever you want. I feel like I'd be intimidated.
So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom of seeing the light. Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. You see it, right? The conversation that's 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe everything you said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a scam. Sees a bit of a flirt, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. He was penniless. He was flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? Peach fuzz, and he can't even grow it. I want to take him far away from this place, and I turn to see my sister's face, and she is helpless. Come on, Peter. Okay, whatever. That's it. I'm done. I didn't screw it up. No, it's over.
Okay, yes. I wish I had like a Gussin Around graphic here too, or something.
Me too. That would be cool.
Was that incredibly cringe?
No.
So why is your rapping thing?
That was cool. That was like, I know, I was worried the
That I
first
was
time
screwed
you
up.
did it. But I was like, wow, Shannon really did it.
Speeding.
No, you did a
God.
great. I know the
Thank you.
adrenaline's pumping.
That it was okay.
But this also makes me think in the musical moments. Wait, okay. The funny thing
Wait, I just
about
wrapped him like moving
the
on.
funny thing about the first time that we did Pod Friends is that, like, I again just listened back, and at no point was I like, okay, Shannon, at the end you're gonna rap. But I always say the phrase, I'm like, okay, like to wrap this up, and then you were like, oh, am I gonna like I'm gonna rap? And then you just went into it. Like, it wasn't a conversation.
Nothing is not crazy.
It wasn't a conversation.
I was like, did someone say rap? And you're like, absolutely not.
I did, and then I said it again because like it's just a habit. I'm like, we'll wrap this up. How do we want to wrap this up? But you did it.
So
and I thought it was beautiful, and it's my favorite.
God.
This time you were asked.
It's my favorite Pod Friends musical moment. Oh, thank you.
That's because
Other
no
than
one
this-
else was
other
willing
than
to do
this,
that.
because I have to ask you about, because we're in the musical section here, the Gussin Around theme.
Yes.
Yeah,
How does that go?
you can do this one.
My
Your
voice
voice,
is
do it.
is not
I want
good
to
right
hear
now.
it.
Gussin around.
This
Your
is like-
favorite neighborhood Gusses are gussin around. Your friendly neighborhood Gusses, where are they found? In the studio making a podcast for you. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Find out. I have no voice. What we talking about? Is it good or no? That's not right. It's fine. Find out. I stood up this. What we did this week.
Oh,
Is it good fun or is it kind of bleak? You won't know unless you listen to the podcast.
No. We're gonna have to do this over again in like 3.5
No, I don't care
years.
about that. I'm not attached to the Gussin Around theme like I am to Hamilton.
Okay.
I don't put my identity on being able to do the Gussin Around theme.
You,
That's
you
the
fell
same.
short, and I never got to say my one
Find
part.
out
Yeah.
what we talking about.
Very
Is
important.
it good or is it kind of not? You won't know unless you listen to us. Gus!
This is exciting. I just love, I don't know.
Like singing.
I think-
God.
But yeah, this is rough. I mean, we're in San Francisco
Yes.
in person. We
Yeah.
were just
You're not in Australia.
No,
guys.
this is not like AI or
Yeah.
CGI or anything.
Yeah.
We also were just at the patron event Tuesday for RHAP Live.
It's a lot of talking.
A lot of talking.
A bit loud.
A lot of talking. I thought, I mean, we're okay. Peter, your voice sounds fine.
It sounds better than usual. It's just much deeper than usual.
That's what the people want.
Yes,
I said
the deep,
to
sexy
I
voice.
said to the DJ or the bar, I was like, turn off the music because I really want Peter's voice to be like,
Yeah, well, it was a struggle this morning.
raspy.
I woke up this morning and I'm like, oof, this is going to be rough. But I've had a hot chocolate, tried to settle it a little, but
Getting it together.
Yeah.
This is special though. I'm glad that we're doing this. I don't know exactly where it will go.
No.
great.
Never
Right.
know.
Later.
Never do.
Great.
We'll go with the flow.
Well, we started with the rap, so that's good.
We
'Cause we're not
start
gonna
getting it
end
out of
there.
the way.
Although maybe we
We might.
bookend. Maybe
We
we
probably
maybe
will.
we bookend. Yeah.
You usually do the my shot rap. So
There's
like, that's
no.
the thing.
I can do it.
It's gonna bother me. Like there's the piece of me.
I
that's
did
like, I just
satisfy
need
it. It's
closure.
harder. It's a harder rap than my shot, I think.
I mean, probably.
This is what it's like
I
living
just
with
need
me.
closure.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
how
what
much
is it
how
like
much
with-
of our life
Publicly.
is spent of me rapping?
Is too much an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, too much. It's all the time.
Peter was annoyed
And-
the other night because I was playing like a 2000s nostalgia playlist, and he was like, "This isn't. You're meant to play Mozart for the baby." And I've got like the phone on my stomach just because it's now like a convenient place to put my phone. And he's like, "Why are you playing Ja Rule?" He's like, "I don't even want you listening to this, let alone the baby."
You can listen to
The
whatever you want to
baby's
listen
fine.
to.
And I'm like, "Always there when you call." And he's like, "Please
I
stop."
just want to go to bed. I'm like, Shannon, it's 3 a.m. Let me sleep.
But that was Hamilton too, because then I'll listen to Hamilton, then I get to the Hamilton mixtape, then I'll do like the Ja Rule version of Helpless with Ashanti. Then I'm like
Oh
in
my
the
God.
2000s. That's what, and now I know that's where Lin-Manuel Miranda got a lot of inspiration. He got from lots of different.
From Ja Rule.
I mean, I'm not up to that part of the book, but I do think Helpless, he wanted it to be like those like old 2000s like hip hop songs. Yeah, and that's why he got them. to
Like
do
I think
mixtape.
of Nelly and Kelly Rowland.
Of course, Dilemma. I'm always listening to that.
Now try to what I do.
All I can think about is
Peter.
you.
Oh, no,
Come in,
that's just
get in,
definitely not
get
coming
in.
I
in.
met this chick and she just moved right out the block. I'm not gonna rap anymore.
Oh
But
my
I
God.
could. But I could do it.
I was like, I'm out.
I'm the most cringe white girl millennial that you know.
But you know what? You're committed. And it's like cool.
She's
You
committed.
shouldn't be committed. You are committed.
It's both.
You might be committed. Who knows?
And Peter's like not a big music person.
I'm
So
not
for
at
him,
all.
he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
ask.
That specific question.
Well, no, it's just interesting. So I feel like I've met a lot of people. I'm like, I know you sing. I want you to sing right now. And most people just don't like want to sing. The night I was at another pitcher event. I was at another pitcher event, and I was like, "Who here's into karaoke?" Because there's karaoke at the bar, and everyone's like, "I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it." I ended up doing it.
what do you sing?
"Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence as
That's
Amy
good.
Lee. And no, I'm not going to sing it on here because
right
I
now.
know better. No, our
Well,
voice is
from last
raspy.
night.
It's deep.
Me too. I feel the
Tough
same way.
rough.
Yeah.
No, I'm not as talented as you in that way.
I mean,
You know?
it's not about talent. It's actually just about
Oh, that's
committing
what
to the
people
bit.
say. Committing to the bit. I was like, no, I commit. But that is really it. Because I could commit to the bit in the moment. I can't commit to like the bring me to life bit here.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
But I could do it at the bar with a crowd.
Yeah.
Like,
But people can't
not
really
good at
hear every
rehearsals.
part of the vocals.
I'm not good at rehearsals. I also realized like I'm not good at reading notes. Like I just have this random notebook of notes in case I just am like, what's a thing that I meant to talk about before that I forget? I can't read and talk at the same time.
Do you want me to? I can.
No, then you'll
read the
know
notes.
the thoughts I had and it won't make any sense.
You're not going to look at them
It'll be
anyway.
like Judaism, kids, like pregnancy, Gussin. I literally just wrote Gussin, not even Gussin Around. It's like, what?
I write that. When I write in my notebook about things to do and I have to do the Gussin Around podcast, I also just write Gussin. But wait, not to like, you're hosting the podcast and I'm a guest.
No, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this.
Do people like know Peter? Because like Peter's not really been on RHAP before because I won't let him come on the podcast.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
they might be like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, I was just like walking past and you were like, hey, come podcast. I'm like, all right.
But wait, I love this question. Who are you? Now let's stare at him intently and intensely.
I'm the man behind the scenes, I guess.
You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's true. I can't.
And you also like have your own life. Like you make it sound like I like put you in a basement until it's time for you to like.
I wish.
Confirms.
We don't have a
does not
basement.
put Peter in a basement.
Because we don't have.
There is no basement.
We have a closet.
Yeah, I was going to say, like Sydney real estate. If you had a basement,
That would be great.
you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah.
Wait, so okay, I'm gonna ask you a question that I asked Shannon when we did our interview.
Please.
Because we need to get into
I will not rap.
We're gonna get into who you are in a second, but if we were in Sydney right now,
Yes,
doing this interview for Pod Friends, where would we be recording the interview? First question.
Our podcast room.
Your podcast room.
The podcast room, which will soon be a nursery.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
We would just move the baby for you. It's fine.
I could hold. I could hold
throw-
the baby while we're podcasting.
No, it'd be
Sure,
bad
you
for the
could.
audio. Bad. It just would ruin all the acoustics.
I know it's really gonna
It'd be
ruin
good
all
for
my
my
It'd be great.
soul, though.
Yeah.
Wait, who are you?
Oh, just like as a person.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'll
How do
confirm
I
We'll leave
answer
it at
this?
that. I'm gonna stop talking.
That's so
I'm just
general.
gonna-
Do you have more specific questions?
Peter, who are you?
What am I meant to say to that? Like, why are you both looking at me like this is an easy
His name
answer?
is Peter.
What do you mean? I'm from Sydney now.
Oh.
I grew up in Melbourne. No, Shannon's partner.
Come on, love.
What do you want me to say?
Cat dad.
Yeah. I have my own podcast that I've been doing for 10 years.
Plug the podcast.
I don't know how this
Well,
is. I'm not sure.
Your different
How much we're
gimmick
gonna do
is
it this year.
Your gimmick is you have a gimmick on your podcast.
Yeah, that he's
Kind of.
He has a student.
I have like a
student.
exaggerated version of myself,
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
I guess.
Mhm.
So I go by Pistol.
Yes.
It's a fantasy football podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and my character is like a robot, basically, like hyper fixated on the numbers and the data.
Bizarre thing to do.
10 years ago, it's not chance. Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, because 10 years ago, podcasting was a little different.
No.
Like people,
Uh-huh.
the only people
I started 8 years ago when it was so
You
different.
what?
2 years
it
before I
ramped,
started.
it ramped up. Like 2015, no one had podcasts, and then everyone started to have podcasts.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, anyone could do
And
it.
now
All
else
these
has
average
material.
people. No,
Yeah, you
It was
you
basically-
jumped on the trend.
Peter loves that he was the first podcast. I'm like, it was like a couple of years.
You were the first podcast.
2
About
years is a
family.
lot.
About-
That's quite a long
Just
time.
claim to be the first. No one's gonna question.
Rob was
Um,
barely
yeah.
like, on this
No,
now.
that's about-
Yeah.
The only people I knew like were doing it under not their name, just like I think safety reasons, whatever it was. So I was like, all right, I guess that's what people do podcasts do. So I
Wow,
just
that
did that.
expanded so like now it's like there's nothing I wouldn't say on the podcast pretty much.
like
No, it changed.
But that's
It changed
wait,
over
this
time.
is interesting though to me. Well, from a lot of perspectives. One as oh gosh, I'm reminded of you coming on the wrestling RHAP up with me and Mari.
Yeah,
and
it was ages ago.
I still feel horrible about that
Why?
because it seemed like the most traumatic experience for
Fun.
you. Well, but it was very
was that?
sobering for me. 2021.
Yeah.
It was like probably like September.
Shannon did so
August,
much research. I
But-
still remember her like
Tried to come
looking
in.
up
I
things
tried to
But-
come
and like
in very-
The problem
watching
was
everything.
every take you had was so great, but it made me feel. I was like, wait, why are we wrestling fans? She's right. This is horrible.
Anyone could come onto a Survivor podcast and probably say the same thing. No, that's not true.
That's
Actually,
not
I
true.
completely disagree.
That's very
I
different.
actually think Survivor is the opposite, where people who don't like it are wrong.
I've defended Survivor for people who are like, why do you love this dumb reality TV thing?
I
Isn't
know,
it bad for
yeah.
people? I'm like, how dare you? The
Mm.
characters, the stories, the
Microcosm
resilience
of
you
society,
microcosm, of
psychological board
society.
game,
All of it.
cerebral.
Social
all of it.
strategy.
But I bring
Yeah.
up pro wrestling
Mm.
because like it sounds like there's like a gimmick thing. And I've never, the more that I go on in podcasting with pod friends and even the Pride Has Spoken, I'm just like, well, might as well be open and vulnerable, especially because like when I meet people at the live events,
Yeah.
then it's really not validating, but like the ways that they connect with it means a lot. And then I'm like, oh, if I'm just like myself and open, then that'll mean something to someone, even if I don't feel
Mm.
like I'm talking for an audience at the moment. But
Yeah.
you went in with a persona.
Yeah.
And then now, especially with Gussin Around, it's like
Play
all
yourself there.
cards
Yeah.
on
I think-
deck. Or
How old were you when you started Podfriends?
5 years ago. I'm 33 now.
So
28 or 29.
so I started when I was 22.
Damn.
And
Sorry. Like
No, but the thing is,
That's
like,
5 years ago.
I was 22 and our average audience age
Yeah.
was probably like 35.
Yeah.
So to be able to, I guess, connect with people that are at that stage, I guess, there's a big life experience difference
Yeah.
between 22 and 35. I felt like the value I was going to bring to the podcast was going to be in the number crunching and the statistical. I wasn't going to be like, this is who I am as a person and live my life. Because which 35-year-old wants to listen as a 22-year-old? Like, I don't really care that much about what they have to say. So as I guess, grew just in life in general,
Mhm.
and as a person, I feel like now I have at least some things worth listening to and listening to what we've got to say. Whereas as a 22-year-old still at university or college, it was just a different time of my life where I didn't think that my personal information was important.
Yeah.
To be
Just
fair, it was
wasn't.
also like a different audience.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like they're not really there to listen. Like they want you to tell them who to trade in Supercoach. That's the podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whereas like
Mhm.
obviously Gussin Around is about our lives.
Yeah.
So that's like completely different. But even like the Survivor podcast, I guess maybe because it's so psychological, there's so much from life in
There's human
Survivor.
elements.
Yeah, exactly. It's so human that stuff comes out.
You can
And-
draw on your experiences to
Exactly.
keep your take.
And then
Yeah.
as well, I think that's also just the way that I podcast because
Mhm.
I don't know how to segregate those things to me.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly validating because when you go to an event like last night, people like really see you and they feel they connect with that specific thing.
Mhm.
Like I heard more about that last night than I heard about like the Survivor takes. I heard about that like, oh, I love your take on this. But I also heard like, I feel seen by you. Like it's like it's
Yeah.
actually more of like who I am in my totality
Mhm.
that I think those people are like connecting to, which is like so validating.
Yeah, I mean, I from like the listener standpoint too, that's a part of it. And I've told you this before. I'm like, yeah, no, like go into your fandom, like nerd out, like be
Yeah.
yourself, because everyone connects with that. And then we sometimes like, I know like I'm a proxy for like whoever would love to be sitting here having this conversation with you, but this is the thing about the live events that like gets me is that I do the Pride is Spoken 5 episodes out. Pod Friends is 8. Like I'm not podcasting all that often, and yet like to your point, the way that just like these deeper human conversations mean a lot to people is like something that jumps out. I still hear a lot about like Mike Bloom on Pod Friends all the time. Really like 2 or 3 people mentioned that to me yesterday, and it's been 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, also I'm bummed that Mike Bloom can't make a surprise appearance.
I ran into him in the elevator.
Yeah,
I know. I was like, Mike, if you just want to come to the Pop It's Pod, we'll make room. We'll figure it out, all of it. I don't think he's gonna. Who knows? Mike could show up.
But yeah, I think about that.
No, he might. It's
50-50. He's like waiting.
He's probably there.
I feel like that is the thing with podcasting. Like I said that to Peter today, because that's what I really got. That's what I get from these events, which are like such concentrated, feedback from like the best people, and like such a concentrated like reflection of the community. But like it is like, I think what it is with podcasting, what I've gained from it is that you put, and that's what we do with a lot with Gussin Around. Like if you put all of yourself into it, and again, I wear like a lot of my heart on my sleeve. I can't really be anything other than myself, because I can't do that. Like I would be performing all the time. It would be exhausting. And then that's what people like, it resonates with them. And the interesting thing about it is all of those things are the things I feel I'm like masking or feeling alienated by elsewhere. Even in like places where I'm with people close with me, and I still feel like a little out.
Yeah.
Like all of these things that I think people in the community resonate with, which might be like neurodivergence or like anxiety or all of the things that they feel makes them different and like outsiders, like the community brings all that together in amazing ways. And like, that's how we connect, like on these things that make people feel so disconnected. And last night, like I was having, like they were crying, I was crying, like people, the things that make them feel.
She cries all the time.
That is true. But the things that make them feel like
them crying.
Yeah. But like, it just makes people feel, I don't know, that's the stuff that makes them feel most alienated. And this is actually what's connected us the most. And I feel like so seen by them, which is incredible.
I feel like you could really relate to, I relate to that a lot, obviously, but it's just interesting because, I guess people, just when we show up, even if we're talking about shows and podcasts and not ourselves, like people will always pick up on who you are, because everything you say, like even if it's a take about Australian Survivor versus the world or like whatever it might be, it's like you're getting the lens into like what makes like Shannon tick or what makes each of us tick.
I think it's also a very uniquely Shannon, like as her husband, like this is something Shan does with everyone, not just like Survivor fans. Like everyone really gets to know Shan because she wears her heart on her sleeve, and she, relates things back to, I guess, real life in every sorts of conversations. And I think there's a lot of other podcasters who are all great. Don't get me wrong, and they all have their niches, but like I don't feel like I get to know them the same way that I would get to know Shan by listening to her. Like it's
also,
very Shan specific.
Can I say on that is like, I think largely good of you.
What?
I think so.
I'm not taking any credit for that.
It actually is, because Peter and I have been together for almost 13 years, since I was 20. And I've said this to Peter before. I was like, what would I have done if I didn't find you? Like, who would I have been with? Because I feel like I'm not like, like I'm a, certain type of person. And like we've talked about this before, like I would have found someone I would have just dulled myself a little bit probably. Like the fact that I've been with you for, I really feel this way. Like the fact that I've been with you for 13 years at all these like incredibly, like that's my whole adulthood. And I think that if I'd been with someone else who I didn't feel as seen by, as like so unconditionally loved and supported by, I don't know that I would feel as free to just like put my whole self out. Like I know I'm always falling back to you. So I think that gives me the confidence. Like with you, I'm never censoring myself ever. I like give you all of myself. And I think that it just, it gives me the confidence to put to be all of myself and to like put all of myself out there. I really believe this. And because I feel like, I don't have someone who ever, like you never judge me ever. Unless you're like, stop listening to Ja Rule, please.
That
What
wasn't
Ellie?
it was 3 a.m. I just wanted to go to bed.
You were the one who
It
was
wasn't
keeping me
about
up.
it wasn't about the
You
music.
were busy. I was just trying to get through my night. But the point is that like
Yeah, just listen to
Wasn't about the music.
songs.
that,
Like, it's
but
fine.
that I think that
Just wanted to
if I
say.
had like a partner who like didn't fully get me,
Yeah.
and it's not, and like it is largely you, but like also like
Mm,
my family, like my brother and I, like we have the same, we're always on the same like wavelength. My mom, like I've been like very like nurtured,
mhm.
so I feel like I have this like safe space, and then I put all of that out on the podcast, and then I feel like I get feedback back where people are like, I see you, that resonates with me. And I think
Yes.
like, wow, I'm so lucky because I've also like found this community where that's so not just like accepted, but like embraced and like cherished. And like that's the most amazing thing. Now there are parts of my life where I feel like massively alienated.
Of
like,
course.
where that's not going to fit into every part of life. But then like when you find it, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I definitely had that moment last night where I'm just like, it reminds me I'm just like so lucky to have this community. Anyway, that was a bit of a ramble.
No, it's like I think it's a great point, and it's interesting because like back to you, Peter, with Gussin Around. That's so different than you've talked about this on the podcast, but like it's so different than what you were doing otherwise. But how does that feel to enter the world of like being vulnerable and unable to?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think, I mean, it's more real. I think people are able to connect better when you're being real and you're being vulnerable. I'm a pretty confident person in general, and I don't really care that much about what other people think. But I think still being so vulnerable on the podcast, I was just like, is this okay? It feels like you're breaking some sort of podcasting rule.
No, that is podcasting. That is podcasting. Podcasting is so intimate. I've always thought that. Like people choose to listen to you in their most mundane times, in their hardest times. Like I heard from people, you don't know if people are, and that's how I always felt about like listening to the podcast. Like it got me through long distance. I would like leave Peter at the airport and then put on know-it-alls and like, it's like people in their most mundane moments, in their like saddest moments, and they choose you and they put you in their ears and they do it for like, and you're talking to them for hours. Like that's what podcasting is to me. It's so intimate. If they want like a stat sheet, like, read an article, I think.
Thanks.
Your audience, that's what you
I also write the article sometimes.
You say that, and at the same time, like it's funny because as Peter was explaining, like, oh, Shannon also brings like so much of that knowledge and that insight, like data in that way too. So you bring that, but like it's nice when you could just show up fully and bring all the parts of yourself and your brain and what you're thinking.
And that's what I enjoy as well.
Yeah, I think it's been a good experience, but then I do think like it's hard when you've got. I mean, we discussed topics, I guess, on our podcast. Yeah. Like we've discussed our miscarriage, as well as discussing like why we want to have kids. There's a little bit of a discussion on gender disappointment.
Yeah, not for me. So
well, yeah.
No, but it's hard because as well, like you don't know how people are going to take your opinion. You don't know if you're going to get slammed for something. But at the same time, if you don't say it, you're then not being honest, right? Yeah. Like I can't.
Of course, it's more of a risk to put yourself out there.
Yeah, it's a risk to put yourself out there. But there's always, no matter what you do, you're going to have somebody who like vehemently disagrees, right? Like they're just going to be like, you're stupid. I hate that. You're wrong. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, but not.
And it's hard when it's like something really personal, right? Like.
But also, it's not just like the takes. It's also like, but I have that in podcasting because I'm so much of myself. And some people really hate that.
If some people dislike my football call or a Survivor take, right? It doesn't feel as personal.
Actually, no, people can get really mad about Survivor take.
But it doesn't feel as personal as being like talking about your child, agree. And then someone's like, you're wrong.
But it's not just that. It's like, it is true. I think that there are takes. Look, it's how you say it and it's who you say it as. Like I've said this before. Like Mike and I have sometimes had the same Survivor take, and I've gotten hate for it, and Mike hasn't. I've gotten hate over years saying it as me. Yeah. Saying it as a woman. Saying it as emphatically as I do. Like if I was less of myself, I think I'd get less love and less hate. And like I have to reckon with that. But then a lot of my favorite
less
people,
love and less hate.
yeah, I think, but like a lot of my favorite, like
that's-
Survivor players, or a lot of my favorite people who I think are just like, I love them, are probably the same way. Like they're maybe more polarizing, or like if you're a more extreme personality, you're gonna garner like more extreme responses. And I think about that, and I think, I do honestly often think like if sometimes I'm getting haters, I'll be like, I wish I could be less. And like people want me to be less. I see that sometimes, and I'm like, but then I'm like, well, but I literally couldn't do it. I have
You
to
get
be who
no
I am.
hate if you have no opinion.
That is true. If you're neutral, you're gonna like garner a more neutral response.
But also, I mean, you just by being yourself, like people will more deeply connect with that, or they'll admire that, and
it's
then
worth it, I
you
think.
filter out the people you don't need. But also, I mean,
overused.
I think what's beautiful about community in general, but also like this community or the community that's like existed around you or around and like all that stuff is that we do find our people.
Yeah.
It's not like people are going to Gussin Around and like, well, actually, like,
No.
like people who tune into it are people who are tuning into it are the ones who are like looking for that and want to be part of it and consume it. And I think what's cool is that you're able to reach people where like it's not for everyone, in the sense that like not everyone's at a phase in their life where they are like willing to sit and like reckon with those thoughts and conversations. And it can be uncomfortable because then you're looking at yourself and thinking like, what's my relationship with like parenthood and like how I grew up and all these other things. Like that's not for everyone, but the people it's for, like, and that's where I get to the point where I'm like, it can reach like one person and mean a lot to one person, and that can mean the world. But like so often we're focused on the numbers. That's why it's nice to like be in person and then meet people where you're like, oh, you're a real person, and like this is actually affected how you go out in the world, and then like what's the ripple effect of that?
I think Shan said that to me this morning, how it's like you look at something and you're like, oh, it didn't get this many listens, maybe it's not worth me doing. And then you go to an event and they're like, I only listen specifically to your podcast and no other one, just because like it means so much to me. And you're like, well, I'm going to be doing it now.
Well, and like it's also like quality over quantity often. I mean, like not that we don't think about the numbers. We talk about that on Gussin Around a bit. But like, especially with Australian Survivor, where I'm like, I'm wanting it to be like really successful. But like I have a friend, Domenica, who we were just with in Hawaii. And the first time I met her 3 years ago, because she was a listener of the podcast, she said the podcast had really helped her through the death of her mother.
Wow.
That we were doing. So I was South Africa right after her mother passed away really horribly. Not that there's a good way for that to happen. But and we were doing, like Mike and I were doing these like 5-hour podcasts because there were 4 episodes a week. And on like a Friday, I took the days off work and we would just like do 4 or 5 hours. I don't even believe they let us do that. And people were listening, and she said that it got her through that. I remember saying to her, like, if you were the only listener, it would have been worth it. Obviously. Like obviously, just for that, for her to have that reaction. So, I mean, it's definitely worth it to find your people. Very few people get to find their people. Like what an absolute gift, like to find this community and do that. So it is worth it, because I think it's getting easier for me as well to shut out the noise. And then you really get to connect with people. And I choose that. And that's the same thing like we talk about now. Like we spoke about our miscarriage on the first episode of Gussin Around. A lot of people reached out. It helped them a lot. And that helped me a lot, because I think that because I put so much of myself out on the podcast when I wasn't speaking about the miscarriage, because I couldn't find the way to do that. It felt so wrong. And I couldn't find like the space to do that. But I felt so transformed by that experience. And then like by Peggy, another Hamilton reference, the baby that we lost. And then when people like mention her by name or like message me to say it had helped them, I was like, look at Peggy's reach. That's what I wanted, So, and I put myself out there for that. Like we put ourselves out there to talk about that. And it was like, so worth it. So podcasting is so cool. Podcast, like, and I come like, cause I'm a writer. Like that's my job. And when I found podcasting, I was like, there's no barrier. Writing is like, there's a, you edit
have
it,
to be able to
think
read
about it. And podcasting is so raw, so pure, so unfiltered and vulnerable.
How would you say, I'm actually curious about this for each of you. Well, wait, before I even skip ahead to that, question, which I may or may not. Hold on.
It's all right.
I'm just writing down the word growth because I'm like, there's something to that. But no, I was just going to respond like, yeah, it's podcasting means the world and finding this community means the world. I often share with people and I like to always give the reminder, like I found RHAP right after my dad died, like 8.5, almost, well, when this comes out, almost 9 years ago. And it's like, it's hard to even pinpoint it. And it's so funny because I feel like it was like Johnny Fairplay tweeted something like, I didn't follow Survivors. He was on maybe a patron episode or something random. And then I just started listening. And which is also funny because it's like listening to you, listening to Mike Bloom, listening to Josh Wigler. Like it's so funny to me because that feels so long ago. And then to see where, I mean, like, yeah, where we all are now, but where I am, it's just surreal sometimes. It's less surreal now, to be honest. But like, it was definitely,
had that too.
But it's kind of surreal in retrospect because I'm like, I often think about how about a year ago, Dr. Evie Jagoda of The Pride is Spoken and Survivor 41 fame and other fames, Evie put on a fundraiser for the trans-focused organization Point of Pride. And there was this poster and it's like 16 or so Survivor players. And then it was me, Grace Leader, and Josh Wigler. And I looked at him like, what is life? Like, why am I here? I've never been on Survivor.
Yeah.
Who knows if that would ever happen? But it's like a thing where I'm just like, what? Like, what is life? It's so bizarre. Did you ever think you'd be this close to Survivor? First of all, like random.
You mean a US television show from Australia?
Right. I mean, both of you, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, it is funny because we're so like enmeshed in the Survivor community, and I've never been on Survivor.
Yeah.
And I never will be on Survivor. And like our friends are a lot of like Survivor players.
Yeah, could see you there as like a loved one if they did that again.
And I would have to go on.
Yeah, Peter has wanted to go on.
Someone else
did want to go on. She wouldn't let me.
I'll go on and then I'll put you down as my loved one.
Yeah, then I'll be spoiled. But also there's no loved ones in the US.
I know.
You have to be on you have to go on the Australian one.
I'm hopeful that it could happen again.
But yeah, the Survivor community, I mean, when I started listening to RHAP, it definitely it was an obsession, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was so, like all my obsessions like so tied to my identity.
Mm-hmm.
And all I wanted to do was just be someone in this like Survivor community. Not even like in a podcasting way, just like, and it was hard being in Australia because like, yeah, in the RHAP community, just be someone, just like feel my place in the community. And then, yeah, when I had the same thing you did, the like pinch yourself stuff for like 2 years after I started podcasting. Like after, like, which was 2018, 2019, I would like drive home from work and I would just be like, I did it. Like I'm like living my dream because I never tried to podcast ever. Actually, it was offered to me.
Yeah.
What happened was Nick wanted to give up doing Survivor New Zealand, and he said to me like, "Would you do it? I'm going to talk to Rob about it if you would do it." And I was like, I remember this conversation. I was like, I kind of feel like I can't say no, but like, no, I'm not. I wasn't really interested in doing it. That felt so out of my scope. What I had wanted to do was like work behind the scenes.
Her to do it. She was like, I can't say no, so I'll do it. But like, it wasn't like an immediate yes.
I couldn't say no, but I didn't really feel like I wanted to say yes. I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wanted to do like 1 or 2 podcasts a year, maybe like Nick guest or like a guest with Rob. That's kind of how I saw podcasting for me. I was not a podcaster. In fact, before I'd ever podcasted with Rob, I specifically was like, I'm not a talker. I talk too fast. My accent is weird. I'm a writer. Like that's what I had like made myself to be. And then I guess Nick did speak to Rob, and then Rob messaged me and offered it to me. And I sent a screenshot to my family group. My brother was like, wow, I think you should do it. And I was like, I already said yes. I like didn't give myself any time to like be scared of it. I was like, I'm never going to turn that down.
Yeah, at the point that Rob's asking, like, you know.
Can you imagine if I had? Like, if I was so scared that I would have just let like fear hold me back. But also, I'm not like a huge fan of.
What's that message that you'd send him? It would be like, sorry, Rob, I love this so much. I just don't think I'm good enough. I'm scared. Like,
I'm scared of so many things. If I would have let that hold me back, like I wouldn't be having a kid right now. I wouldn't be doing like anything.
But this is like kind of something that I want to ask about, which is the growth
You wrote it
trajectory
down.
for each. I did write down growth and circled it so I could find it on my messy page of random words. But growth, like, what has that been like for you? I mean, for each of you, I guess. I mean, Peter, we're talking about this already a little bit with like the podcasting and then Gussin Around, and like obviously the trajectory continues, and we'll get into that. But like, Shannon, what has that been like for you? And like, because I even think about like, even in the last few years, like I've seen you grow a lot and evolve a lot in the last few years of just being like more comfortable with a better relationship with podcasting.
Yeah, that is
and the
true.
like. But yeah, what have you ever thought about like what that overall arc has been? I have not really stopped to do that, but I have thought how I'm so much more comfortable. This light is so
it's going on and off.
I know.
Like,
the
if
whole
that
time.
mic, like, in the
Yeah,
background.
I can't do anything. It's fine. But like, it's yeah, like I've thought about how podcasting has helped me become so much more comfortable with myself and find my voice. Like, I never thought I was a wrestling fan from when I was a little kid. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, whatever. But then when you're on a podcast talking about wrestling, like every single week, me and Mari it was like 3 hours when we first started, 2 or 3 hours we'd do the shows. And then you just like find your voice in so many ways where I kind of, to your point about like boxing yourself in as a writer and as all these other things, like for me, I was like, I'm this person who does social impact stuff, and that's my voice, and that's how I want to show up. And even when I applied to be part of RHAP in the class of 2020, that was my thing. I was like, I want to be there because this was after Survivor 39. So I was like, I want to be there to be able to talk about these issues. Also, as someone who had sexual assault advocacy in my background, it's like, I just feel like we need more people who could like speak to these things as they come up, which like, then there was the diversity initiative within casting and everything else. And I think I'm glad that the different voices that have like, look at Chappelle and Sasha and so many Grace and so many others who are still engaged. But like, I've seen that growth for me in terms of the comfort with my own voice, and I'm so thankful for it. What's been that trajectory for you? And like, I mean, Peter, if there's more you'd say on that for you too, like both of you, I'm curious.
Your voice has always been pretty confident.
You're raspy.
Yeah, I think
other than
voice.
today.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a side of me that's always like, I guess do I need to podcast? Like, do I need to do this? Or it's not like, do I want to? I'm like, yeah, I'm not like massively passionate about podcasting the same way probably that Shannon is. But I also feel like there's things worth talking about. And I'm not like, self-obsessed where I'm like, I need to be the one to talk about it. But I do think that sometimes I get to talk for the people who are too afraid to do so. So like, on certain issues, again, I guess I'm relatively confident, so I'm happy to talk about it. And especially like, on our Gussin Around podcast, there's, a man's perspective. And I guess maybe a more sensitive man's perspective, where I'm like, if I don't say this, like, who is going to? Because a lot of the time, I think maybe if it wasn't me, it was some other man, they probably get a bit chewed out with their opinions on some of the things that I say. And I'm like, well, I'd like somebody to say it, so I'll just be that person. And I guess that gives me some purpose in podcasting by being the person to be able to say some of these things where others might not.
But also, Peter's too self-actualized. Like, Peter's like, I like podcasting. I podcast.
Yeah.
That's like Peter's like such a stable human being. But like with me, my relationship with podcasting has been like so painful in many ways, and also so incredible. It's like the most like I've said this, man. Like, if I don't know. After last night, I'm like, I don't feel this way really, but like, there are parts of my relationship with podcasting where I'm like, if this was like a romantic relationship or a friendship, like I would end it. It's not like my relationship with Peter, which is like very positive. Podcasting has like taken a lot from me many times. Mentally we've talked about this on Gussin Around, like has driven me to suicidal ideation, has put me through periods of like immense depression, and has been like one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. Like, it's both things. It's like, so I'm always struggling. I think I've gotten a lot better at it. Like, as a podcaster, I definitely think I always have imposter syndrome, but it's gotten better. Like, certainly when I started, I was like, who am I? That's why I have to work the hardest. That's why I have to be the most well-researched. I still feel that in ways, but I kind of feel like at this point, I've kind of earned my stripes to a degree.
Yeah.
Like, I've earned like an expert badge, and like that's why people, I think, are listening. So I think I've gotten more confident in that. I've also developed more of a shorthand for my opinions. Like, I think because I've been doing it so long, like it takes me less time to write notes. Like I do spend a lot of time thinking about it, but
Right.
probably
It's a
less
lot of
time.
notes still.
But
Don't
I
worry.
write all the notes, but it doesn't take me
Sure.
as long to think. Like I literally like just like flows through me now. Mentally, it's been a journey. You know, it started like the first couple of years, I was like on a high. I was like pinching myself, like, can't believe I got my dream. And it was too much. That's why I had my breakdown in 2020 because it was so much. Like I started doing Talking Tribal and it was like all of me, like I couldn't handle all the pressure I put on myself. I couldn't handle putting myself further into that like public eye and what people thought of me. And I had like all these
Most
really
of your
bad
identity at that
habits.
point.
It was so much of my identity.
Yeah.
So then if someone's coming and being like, you're a bad podcaster or I don't like you, like it's cutting to like the heart of who I think I am.
Yeah.
If I'm podcaster first and then like wife, daughter, now cat mom,
Yeah.
you know, second, third, fourth, like it pierced me. And it's taken me like years with ups and downs. It's not been like a linear journey, but it has, I think, gone in a good direction. But it's taken me, a very long time to learn better habits, which are not perfect, but like certainly are a lot better, like pull away from a lot more. Like before I used to read all the comments because I needed that validation. Now I love the messages and I love speaking to people last night, but I'm not going out like trying to find what people are saying about me, for good or for bad. I'm just kind of like doing my own thing and just having to trust that people like it, other than when people reach out, which is lovely. But it's been like a real mental journey. It's been like I feel like I'm always like fighting something with podcasting. Peter's like, I enjoy this and I'm like struggling.
Grown a lot by being by Shannon's side through her podcasting experience. I think like since our podcasting experience have been quite different, I've also learned a lot about, I guess, what it's like to podcast as a woman versus as a man.
Totally.
And it's very different. And I wouldn't have been aware if it wasn't for Shan. Like I just was fully just kept being my male podcasting self and not having to worry about some of the things that Shan does. And sometimes when, you know, things or comments or you know, happen to her and not to me, I'm like, wow, like I didn't know. So being able to, I guess, experience that through her has been a big growth and learning for me as well. And let me tell you, it's a lot harder to be a podcasting female than it is to be a male.
Yeah.
But I think as well, it's an interesting time to talk about this because my relationship with podcasting will inevitably change. My relationship with myself will change and my identity will change when I become a mother very soon. A human mother. I have cats that are my daughters. But it's interesting to look back on it because it's all of what we're saying. Like I spent 8 years putting all of myself out there. Sometimes it's been like, you know, sometimes I've gotten hate. And because I'm putting so much of myself out there, it really hurts. I have Survivor players who are like, they don't like me based on the edit. I'm like, that's fine. That's not you.
Yeah.
That's an edit. Whereas with me, I'm like, that is me. If they don't like me, they're right. Like they don't like me, you know, like, and now I've learned 3 years of therapy that that's their prerogative. But like they don't, it's very personal. They don't like me to the core of who I am. But then
that's
the
not
flip
about
side,
you. Even if it's you, it's not about you that they don't
that
like
is,
you.
and
you know?
I've also learned that over years of therapy. But then if they do like me, they're again connecting to the core of who I am. And that's why it's worth doing. But I kind of feel like it's been it's funny to see Peter's relationship with podcasting, which is like been like a really fun decade, I think. And like my relationship, which has been like, no part of it has been normal.
Yeah.
It's either been like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. I remember like at the beginning, my therapist was like, but you are like, you're just podcasting. And I'm like, I achieved my dream. Like it was either like the biggest, best thing or like, I can't live like this. And sometimes in the same day, honestly, like often, like it's actually literally in the same day, it'll turn like,
I do think
that's so fascinating.
Sometimes there's a lot of pinch yourself moments.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're just regular Australians in Sydney,
we're very
and
far
I'll be
away.
watching someone on television on a US TV show.
And then we'll be at their wedding.
We're 30, we're 30, that's what I was going to say. We're like so far away. And then I'm like, I like that person. And then next thing you know, as Shan said, we're at their wedding. and we're like, this is crazy. Like, we were just watching on our couch in Australia and we're at their wedding.
Yeah.
Like, this is an intimate, personal thing. And like, Marianne and Omar coming to visit us.
Well, they'll have come to visit us by the time
By the time it says, they'll have to come out.
Yeah. Matt won't come visit us because he hates us.
Yeah.
Marianne's coming for a second time.
A second time to come and visit us.
She should bring me with her.
And,
she should.
And Omar. Don't forget Omar. And
for the first.
We watched them on TV, and Shan literally, when she saw Marianne, was like, I love this person.
Because Marianne's like that. She was all of herself out, and I connected with it so deeply.
Yeah. And then we're there. Like, they're in our house. Like, we're from Australia watching a US TV show, and then they're just in our house.
Or South Africa.
It's insane.
Or even the Australia. Like, insane. I also think like we even had like friends, Miles and AJ from Australian side, from the from this year. And when AJ came over, now like they're friends of ours, and like I feel like the cats were like not super scared of him when he first came. I'm like, they can see that he was on the TV show. Like, they know him, you know what I mean? Like, it was a very it's just a very strange way to make friends. Like, obviously with the podcasters, but like with the players, it's like I watch the show and I'm like, we're gonna be friends.
No, it is strange. Like, this year, it's actually, there are a number of people, like, for me this year, and this is why I love Pod Friends and The Pride Has Spoken, like, interviewing Carolyn Uyghur, and then like now being someone who like texts her and she's like Matt, like, you're a friend, like, you don't need to be like scared, like, it's fine, like, you're not bothering me, like, whatever, like, that, there's that. But then it was interviewing and then meeting and then like being in touch with Parvati that I have.
I know. I had the same thing. I did the same thing.
I know. It's like, it's surreal. And then you
Which
also
replied
got this
to my
like
text.
Parvati, all of it. Where I'm like,
I mean, Parvati was like typing back, and it was like the dots, and I was like, I haven't felt like this since I was in high school, like waiting for boys to text me back.
And you're like, is she doing it? Is this like her personal assistant? Is this actually Parvati? Is she a real? Like, I have not been able to digest that fully, which kind of comes back to something I think it sounds like is one of your strengths, which is like feeling your feelings and like fully immersing yourself in it.
Do that, yeah.
For better,
One would
for
say
worse.
I don't do that.
But
too
like,
much.
that's where and I think about it. I think about it so often, and I share it so often, and I don't take credit for it, but I do reference you where I'm like, Shannon said to me, like, your biggest strengths are your biggest.
Yes, I do say that. My mom says that she came up with it. Thank you, but it was me.
I still bring it.
Yes, I came up with that. Thank
you,
you.
though, because I'm just like, it's so true.
Yeah,
and
they thought about this like 2 weeks ago.
We find out all the time because she always says she came up with it, but I came up with it.
But it's funny because like I relate so much to you, Peter, in terms of my relationship with podcasting. Where like if someone asks me, like I just like to keep a nonchalant relationship.
Yeah,
probably with like.
Things in general, I'm nonchalant.
Like things in general, where I'm like, it's cool, we're chill, we're doing it,
relatable.
Because it's like it could be a lot, but also it's funny to think about because I don't know what my relationship with podcasting will be in 5 years, even within RHAP will be within 5 years.
I don't know what my relationship with podcasting will be in 2 months after this comes out.
That's where I wanted
really
to get to because you started to say that.
Yeah.
Like, what's that feeling like for both of you?
Peter's a lot more open to.
Yeah, I'm a lot more like, what will be will be. If I can't podcast as much, I can't podcast as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very much okay with that. I feel like I've had my time podcasting. It's given me kind of what I've needed to get out of it. And I feel that I'm like very comfortable in that place with like, if it goes, it goes. Whereas Shan's not like that.
That's right. It's exactly the same as always, where Peter's like, yeah, I'll do this. And I'm like, I struggle with it. Because I've never been chill in my life about anything. and I think about, like my incredibly deep feelings, my biggest strength, my biggest weakness. Like, if I wasn't a podcaster, do I already have a child? Probably.
It takes two, so maybe not.
Yeah, you were fine. Like, the same with the way Peter was with kids. Peter was like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, I don't know when, I don't know. Like, literally.
We did have an episode discussion about this.
Yeah.
For Peter, it's easy. And it's different for men and women. We've discussed at length. But like,
very
for me, like, I'm excited to have my child. And we'd struggled and we had a miscarriage. And like, I don't mean to minimize that this is the most important thing.
Yeah.
A small part of me is like, it's so annoying that it's in the middle of Australian Survivor.
You could have all the things, though. You could have all of it. You could have all of it. I will just say, though, like, a place where I push back is, like, everything you've done and been is still part of you, even as you evolve. So, like, maybe there's the question of, like, would I be having a kid? Would I be where I am without this? But, like, you're here, you know?
Yeah, but I do think, like, when I thought about, like, the main things holding me back from having a kid,
Yeah.
the main one I think actually probably was the cats. Like, they made me very maternal, so it kind of, like, turned that, like, valve on in my mind, but I also wanted the time with them. So it wasn't just podcasting, but a lot of it was, like, I still have things I wanna do, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it's that
Yeah.
deeply rooted to my identity, which is such an embarrassing thing to say because it just sounds
embarrassing.
ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous. It's like
It's
my
relatable.
family planning
Yeah.
genuinely, like, was intertwined with podcasting because it's a big part of how I see myself.
But for you, it's podcasting. Every single other person has their own version of
Career
that.
and yeah.
Or
yeah.
anything, like, career, which I think, like,
Is a big-
then people are like, "That's a big one," like, and it feels a little bit more valid, like, that's your livelihood in so many
Yeah.
ways, but, like, there's so many different things that people have, and it doesn't feel rational, but it's like, you're human, it's like but also, like, everything you're saying is valid, you know? It's just that each of us has that thing where then we look at it and we're like, "It feels dumb that I value this thing as much
I
as,
know, as a
like"
child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Yeah.
I wanna put that out there.
Yeah.
But I valued it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think podcasting was a really big part of that. Whereas, like, I don't feel any guilt for, like, the cats. I think that's, like, very valid. I wanted to give them their time, and I, like, cherish all the time we had just the 4 of us, and then it'll
Mhm.
be the 5
That
of
was
us.
very
but-
planned as well. Shan, as you said,
Yeah.
she feels big. So she's like, I want the cats to know that they're loved and special and they have their
Think
time
about
with
it
us
all the
before
time.
we have kids. Like that
And then
was
they'll
very
still be so loved and so special
Yeah.
and such good big cat sisters. But yeah,
That's
I mean, other
amazing.
people probably, like, have a child and have pets and are like, nice. But I'm like, oh my God, I don't want the cats to feel displaced. I
Yeah.
want them to know that I love them so much. It's hard to feel a lot all the time. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where it's, like, important to figure out how to process. I mean, honestly, like, now that you mention it, even just thinking of, like, in the podcasting context alone with the things that I do, like, yeah, it makes sense that I don't do them year round because I would not be okay if I did pod friends every single week for a lot of reasons. Logistically, I'd be exhausted,
Mhm.
but also, like, doing it every single week. And then the pride is spoken. And then you're just, like, immersing yourself in so much joy and, like, positivity in people's lives and, like, your own life. But then also, like, so much of, like, the trauma and, like, difficult parts, which is a lot, right? And so but I think it's also just admirable even with the cats where, like, yeah, it's just good to have that intentionality and care for all the things. I was gonna or something I thought about asking you both about was like and maybe I will ask this. Like, I am curious, are there things that you thought that you once, like, really like, bring to your daughter from your experience? Like, things that you're really excited to be able to share or, like, things you want to bring in to be able to share her? I know the first time we were talking, like, there's the whole aspect of, like, Judaism and the, cultural aspects of that
Yeah.
but, like, are there other I'm curious if there are pieces of what you've experienced and what we've talked about that you want to, like, inform who she is, who she
I think
becomes.
being able to, I guess now as well, like better understand some of the challenges that women may face compared to men. I feel like having that understanding and being able to help guide a daughter through that to the best of my ability, I think is going to be really important. But also, you know, I mean, it sounds lame, but like, don't let your dreams be dreams type thing. I mean, we never would have expected in, I'd say, little old Australia, watching
Yeah.
a US television show that we're going to be friends with the people on the show and the people connected to the show. Like you just would never think that that's an actual possibility. Like
Mhm.
I've been watching Survivor, since the first season. I'm like, there's just no way I'm going to have any involvement with anything to do with that show. It's so far away.
Yeah.
But then being able to, I guess, make that somewhat of a reality is insane. So
That's
being
so
able to share
funny.
that, I think, with our daughter, that like, just go for it.
That's
Just
so
do what
funny
you want.
that's the way you think of it. I think the opposite.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah, because I'm
our
like,
first parental disagreement.
no, I know you're right, but like for
Definitely
me,
not the first.
as someone who always put themselves out there, like even in high school, like, you know, music and everything like that, it's a lot to put yourself out there. I'm like, do I want my daughter to put herself out there? Because like I
You
also
have to.
know that you get hurt.
But you
Like
don't get
I
the
know it's
reward.
worth it. I know for myself, but like I think that I'm willing to take that on for myself. But to watch my child go through that,
But we'll be there to support her.
yeah. But like I'm happy. Like I will take on the pain for the
Just give her
game.
your therapy notes.
Yeah,
But I think
but I
both of
think I would struggle with that for her.
but both of these things are true. Like
Yeah.
and this is where I really love and hate actually I love it. But like the idea of like your biggest strengths are your biggest weaknesses, because it's this contradiction that's like so obvious, but it's like so true, but it feels like a contradiction when you're like, but that's my strength. What are we doing? Or like I relate to that idea of like, don't let your dreams be dreams. I had a friend who was on like Squid Game, which when we're recording this, like that reality show just came out, and something I said is like, you know, I don't know how I phrased it, but I was like, you're like the only way you'd be a loser is if you didn't go for it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, there's moments where it's like, okay, but I need to like protect my heart and protect myself and not, you know,
I'll
just
do
go
it.
for it.
I don't like value my mental health or my health or any parts of myself that highly.
Well,
So like I'll throw myself in the firing line. I think that's what it is. But like for my child, like I don't want her to ever feel sad ever.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen,
yeah,
we've met with some survivor players who've had not good experiences.
Yeah.
And seen how that
totally.
really
Yeah.
hurts them and destroys them.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to see as well. So it's not like, don't let your dreams be dreams. Only good things can happen. Like obviously there's a risk. There's a risk with everything.
Yeah.
I would love to ask my parents if they think this has ultimately been worth it for me. Something my dad always pushed me to like, my dad loves music. Everything I try to do with music and stuff like that, like he loved that. He's my biggest fan on that. And like my dad was always pushing that. And something that really got me was like after I had the really like big mental breakdown in 2020, my dad was like, maybe next time you don't do Talking Tribal. And I was like, wow, the fact that you are like, because my dad was always like, do this cool thing like that, like he, reach for the stars. And he was like, maybe I just want you to be okay. I was like, wow, that really like changed you. Now things have changed a lot. Like obviously that was like at a real ebb.
Mm-hmm.
Now at this point, I think they'd both say it was probably worth it. Look how much I've gained. The fact that we're sitting here, like all these relationships, like it's definitely worth it for the relationships alone and has, I think, been worth it even without that. But I wonder, I would be interested to ask my parents because, it's my agency to put myself through what I want to.
Yeah.
But for them looking at like their child and knowing like, like seeing a child that's like suicidal because of something, would they do that again? I'm genuinely actually interested to know. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? You love me a lot. Was it worth it for you?
Wow, that's such a hard question. Was it worth it? Because my gut feeling is to say no.
Yes.
But I
think
think
how could you say
when
no?
I see you, but when I see you at these events and the way that I see Shannon at these events, it's like her battery before the events is like empty. And then when she comes here and she has a conversation with people and she realizes what she's doing is like meaningful to people, you see her battery just like fill all the way up. And then throughout the year when she's putting out the content, I see her battery just drain. And then we come to the event and it gets recharged, and that seems like
that's not
how it
completely
feels
true.
like.
I mean, people send nice messages, like I get battery. Like I spoke to Serena.
No, I'm just summarizing it.
But yeah, I mean, I think you just said it broadly, but that is, I don't think it's like
no,
as simplistic
it's not a
as you
smooth.
said.
It's
But
not just
exactly.
straight line. It's not
But
a straight line.
I think the sentiment is fair. I think
it's like if you have a charger plugged in for your phone, but like the charger's not even fully working, so it's like kind of
it's like kind of, and then it's like, but no, okay, because you're someone who has watched for 8 years. Like I would have been a much more stable person and a much better partner for 8 years if I didn't do this, I think.
I don't know if that's fair because you've also grown and you've learnt a lot through these lessons. As you said, you've gone through therapy and you're much stronger mentally than you are.
But I need to be strong.
Yeah, but you're much stronger.
I mean, you're able to be strong.
But you can do that now, and you probably would have been more fragile mentally if you hadn't gone through all of this. So you found some resilience through this as well. So I don't think it's not a clear-cut answer.
Right.
I mean, my gut response was like, no, because you have to, I have to live through her trauma as well, and try and be supportive through those times. But now,
yeah, and it
seems like you've
traumatizes you
done-
a little bit.
definitely traumatized.
But this is the thing that's like, and this is where I'm like someone who's thankful to not have a lot of regrets or think in terms of regret, because like, I can't do anything about it. I can't.
That's not me.
No.
You guys are so self-actualized. It pisses me off.
Yeah, men.
Well, no, I mean, I would hope that tons of men have tons of regrets, because a lot of people should regret a lot of things.
You don't overthink everything you've ever done all the time.
No, it's not that I don't. I do, but I think I just kind of learned to give myself grace. But the reason why I'm able to do that is because I give it to other people, and I've only just in the last few years learned that I need to give that to myself.
That's
like
great.
if I'm able to give that to like anyone else, which I really feel like I am for the most part, like I could give myself that.
That's
sweet.
so nice, because I give a lot of people grace. I feel except I don't.
But also, how much things are you doing wrong, Matt? Probably
Yeah, that's
nothing.
true.
I mean,
Probably nothing.
perfect Matt.
But it's like even the
Except
stupid
not
things
coming to
where you're
Australia.
like, oh, there's that's a big one. No, but even like, well, no, that's I do.
That's your biggest one.
I do.
It's at the top of the
I don't
list.
regret it. I do.
You do regret it. That's the right answer.
You still
I do
time.
regret the times when I've
still-
been like, I could book this, especially. Well, look, I rack up points like it's my. I was gonna say like it's my job, like literally through my job too, or through like traveling and other things. And I'm like, I've looked at those Australian points. I'm like, wow, that's a really cheap trip to Australia.
What?
But then I'm like, oh, logistically, like, is it the time to go? And how long
Yes.
do I go for? I'll let you
I
know.
told
next
you,
time.
it's never Australia's not like something that just happens.
I know,
it needs to be a
but
plan.
actually, it kind of is, because
You can't stumble into Australia.
There was a time that I looked. Well, this is why I didn't do it. There was one time I looked, and it was like a month before. I was like, that's like I could have done it, but then I
should have
didn't.
done it.
Okay, that's
no,
very upsetting.
But I'll tell you why I didn't, was because I
You're a
was too
hater.
busy. I am a hater, and I was too busy traveling for. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't, because I would have been like dead. Because I'm like exhausted from travel all the time. I'm exhausted from like too much social connection. I would have been like a bump on the log on your couch
Nice.
the whole time.
That's the perfect guess.
It would have been nice.
We don't need to like go and do activities. It's
Wait,
just
no,
like
I
just
want
chill.
to do activities though.
Yeah, no, but like
That sounds
it's a lot
lovely.
when someone comes to visit, and the pressure
And
is
then
on
I
you
have
to like
these
make
long
them have a good
legs,
time.
which now people can see on the podcast. It's a whole thing, but no, it's
We had a spare room for you. The
I'll
bed
get
was
there.
set up.
I'll get there soon.
We had a name
Now we
tag. It
have
said
a
Matt
bed.
next to the bed.
Had
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
way
gonna be
more-
a baby room now.
It's going to be a way more annoying trip when we have a child.
yeah.
Yeah, now you're gonna have a
You can
screaming
come.
baby while you're there.
Oh,
Now you're babysitting.
Yeah.
oh, I love that. That's okay. I guess I'll wait another 5 years. Or maybe like 2.5 to 3 years, like once potty training is.
What if
We'll
we have,
probably
like,
have another kid.
Well, we don't know. Let's see how the
Yeah,
first
we
one
don't
goes.
know.
I
It's
just
not
ready
really,
to go
yeah.
while you're pregnant. It's a whole thing. I got it figured out.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
I'm glad that we're family planning right
Yeah,
now.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I just want to know, like, when we can schedule you in.
Well,
You
it
could
sounds like
pencil me
we're
in
planning
whenever.
our children
No,
around Matt's
Marianne.
visit.
Get Marianne to. I'll go with Marianne.
Although you
Good.
did actually factor in Marianne's wedding into our child planning.
No, well, Marianne
Don't
was
do
always
that.
like,
Oh,
We
she
did
was
do
like,
it.
you're not allowed to have a kid until I get married. And I was like, why
She-
are you in this conversation?
Shannon took it so seriously as well.
I
She
wasn't
was
gonna-
telling me, she was like, we can't until Marianne gets married. I'm like, all right, thanks, Marianne.
You can say what you want to say, but
That's
Marianne
hilarious.
got married in April of 2024.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor to like start that fertility journey in May of 2024.
It was fully planned around Marianne's wedding. I'm not even joking.
It wasn't like fully planned, but
was.
it was. It did end up quite.
Like literally fully planned around the wedding.
Yeah, I
There's
wanted.
planning before. There's planning after.
I had the wedding in my head, and I was gonna think about it after. I think that's kind of what it was. So yeah,
Wait, I want to ask you, because we can be here forever.
We could and we will.
We really could be.
let's do it.
I want to ask you, what advice do you have for your future selves, like once you have your daughter?
That's such a good question. Do you want to go first?
Oof.
Okay.
Putting me, yeah, I'm happy to.
All right. See, look
Simon
at that
has
all
to
the
be on
time.
the
Just think
spot.
about. Yeah, no, I think it's just to be continually be supporting I mean, I guess it's somewhat in my nature clearly at this stage, but like just being like supportive, and having a lot of time, making a lot of time for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I think time is a big one, because you can do things you want, but it's about prioritizing what's important. Like, when you never catch up with a friend and you're always like, I really like that person and I want to catch up with them, and you just don't. And you can, but it's about with everything else in your life, you're prioritizing over catching up with that person. And I'd never want to get to a point where I'm like prioritizing other things above, spending time with my daughter.
Yeah.
I guess I think that's like a big one that I want to like really make sure that I follow.
Yeah. And hopefully part of that's also like putting your life vest on before you help, or your oxygen mask on before you help someone else put theirs on, like taking care of yourself.
I think I want to do that. I want to make sure I'm not.
And patience as well.
Yeah. I don't want to like struggle myself. You know what I mean? I want to like give myself grace, like know my intentions are always good for my child, because I think that they always will be, but then I think I'll probably doubt myself. I mean, advice would be like obviously to support each other and like not lose sight of that, because we have like a really good relationship, and then it's going to be like the thing that changes our relationship more than anything ever.
Yeah.
So I just want us to I want to retain all the things that really matter to me with this like new great thing. You know what I mean? Like if my relationship with the cat was very different, it's like, who am I? If my relationship with you is very different, it's like, who am I? And it will be different, but you know what I mean? Like I want it to be different good.
You're going to have to live with, you gain something and you give something.
Yeah.
Like you need to sacrifice.
I will.
And
I'll be sacrificing a lot.
The podcast, there might be sacrifices.
There's going to be a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah. I know, but you're going to have to be like comfortable with that.
I know.
I think that's important.
I think it's going to like speak for itself. Like there's, we're going to have to like just get through it as we get through it. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but
that's just like bumbling through the question.
I actually think I will be a good mother. Yeah. I'm not really like worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm worried about how I treat. I'm worried about like I want to make sure I like keep like I'm good to myself.
Yeah.
And to you and to the cats, and like do that, because I think when the baby is born, I will be like, you are, I will give everything for the baby, but I think it's about retaining those parts of myself that are really important, and that is mostly like you and the cats and parts of myself.
Yeah.
And that'll make me a better mother, because those things are all really important. Yeah.
You're both like excellent at so many things. But like I bring this up because like literally just the other day I had this conversation where I was saying, conversation with friend of the podcast, Alex Gardner, who's one of my closest friends thanks to this community.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him, just in relation to job and career and life stuff, like one of the things he like really has been like trusting his gut in so many ways, and like did a big career pivot and just followed his happiness. And I said to him, like, that is so important, because it's important to know that you could make a choice, you could trust your gut, and it's going to lead you in the right direction. Similarly, like you could trust that all of the hard work and care and attention to detail that you put into like everything you've done, so many things, but like podcasting, like that's the energy that you could put into parenting and into taking care of yourself. And you need to do that. And then you two are already amazing in terms of like watching out for each other. And like, I meant to say this, I don't even know if I messaged you this, Peter, but like one of the conversations you're having on Gussin, like you're going to be the best dad.
Oh,
you're going to be the best dad.
Thank you very much.
Shannon, you'll be the best mom.
No, but no one doubts Peter will be like the perfect dad. It's annoying.
No, it's amazing though, because you're amazing people. And like, I have to make sure to say this, like, I'm so grateful for both of you because of your warmth. Like in DC, hanging out, like, I was like, this is the sweetest people. Like, we need to hang out with little me.
That was the first day we were there.
We've
never met.
I loved
Monday
with AJ. That was so fun. I was just thinking about that. That was such a good time.
It was a really great time.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And we did this. This is what? I forgot that I asked a question. I have so many other things I could ask. We can be here forever. Again, we've been here like forever already.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the time is.
We're at like It's probably not that one. It's fine. It's cool.
You
It's
can ask
like
it. Ask the
it's
question.
like Pod Friends length. But one question that I like to ask is, like, if your life were a book or documentary, what would the title be and why? I don't know what you said the first time. And I don't know if this question's for both of you.
I have
for
no
one book.
idea. Oh,
I
God.
don't know if this question's like, yeah, I don't know. That's my question.
I feel like I had a book title for you before, and I
You
can't.
definitely
It was like an
did.
insulting.
I
No,
always
no,
ask
about
it.
Peter.
Oh,
About me? You
Yeah,
insulted me.
I've had like joking.
I only listen to half of your podcast.
No, I just in my head, like things that insult you.
Oh, you pre-planned
No,
this.
no. I'm
Okay.
just separately. I don't know.
That's a tough one to answer on the spot.
It's
Usually
the-
I'm pretty
it's
good on
the-
the spot,
it's
but
the-
like,
if our book, if our life was a
It's a
book or
hard one.
documentary,
yeah.
The Girl Who Felt Too Much, the Shannon Guss story.
I don't.
Well, that's like the theme of the podcast. So,
But I don't think it's like. Yeah, I don't know.
and then Peter would be
well,
like,
you
I
really
feel-
didn't like that
Well, no,
answer.
I don't like
Well,
it.
try again, Chad.
Peter
That was
would be
terrible.
like-
No, because I just don't feel like you feel too much. It's like
"Ew,
the.
it's good,
like
but it's
the-
good and bad.
It's
Like
the
that's what.
exact.
And then
that's it.
Peter's would be like, perfect Peter.
Perfect Peter.
That's not fair, is it? No, I don't know.
Wait, I have a better
I'm
question.
not sure.
Oh, damn. Ooh, so proud of myself. Self high five. Okay, Shannon, what would your title be for?
Real high
What
five.
we've actually been holding hands behind.
Yeah, the entire podcast.
But what title would you have for Peter?
Perfect Peter.
Oh,
The
that's
Peter
sweet.
Guss story.
Thanks, love.
And
That's
then
very
Peter,
nice.
what title would you have for Shannon?
Perfect Shannon.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a trap.
Yeah, opposites. Man, it's very tough. I don't read too many books, so I don't know.
Documentary.
Yeah, documentary.
It could be a podcast series.
No, I don't know exactly what the title would be, but I know that the contents would be a lot about her growth
Mhm.
and the journey to get to like stable. I feel like stability.
Stable is not a destination.
No,
It's
it's
very
not, but
dangerous to say that.
Yeah, no,
Because
it's not stable.
linear.
It's
but
actually
it's better.
it's resilience.
growth.
I think it's like growth to resilience. Little path to resilience. Maybe that's what the book's called. Path to resilience.
Wow, that was great. I love that.
Oh, he loved that. Okay.
Well, no, I didn't like the girl who felt too much because I'm like, what's too much, you know?
Me.
It does definitely feels like it though. But you know what? I think like I know what you mean. Like when you're in it, it could feel like it, but then like from outside looking in, I'm like, but that's Shannon. Like you wouldn't be the same person without
wouldn't.
it. And then
True.
it's like, what would we even do?
Yeah, it'd be. I mean, it's like, did you see the movie Elemental? It wasn't very good, but the main character, it's like all about the different elements, and they're all like different.
Oh yeah.
Like anyway, and she's fire. Her name is Ember, I think, and I'm like, I related to her a lot because she's super fiery, like too fiery, but like that's also who she is. I can't remember how it ended. And then and her relationship was with a water guy, Peter. His name's Wade. That movie wasn't that
I
good,
didn't
but there
remember
was
the characters' names in this movie we watched years ago.
because their
What
names
do
were
you
Wade
mean?
for water and Ember. Anyway, they were
course you remember
puns.
this.
Yeah,
My memory's insane.
yeah, I do. It's very hard to be married to me because I'm like, yeah, you said that on that day, and he's like, 3 years ago. I'm like, yep. Although I don't remember
It's
a lot of
happened
pod
on this
friends,
trip.
but
Yeah.
yeah. And there was like, I think I related to because it was like that cool fire dynamic, and that's kind of like us.
I like to freeze things.
Peter likes freezing things, and I am like all fire all the time, right? So
Not fire. all the
Fire
time,
and
but yeah,
ice.
fire and ice, yeah,
Yeah,
Kind
something
of
like
That's
that.
your-
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
But
But Peter's not icy.
I'm
It's
not-
not
I'm
actually
not
ice. It's
cold.
more water
I'm
because he's
definitely-
not cold. Yeah,
Fire and
I like a
He's-
soothing warmth.
it's like
Soothing
soothing
warm
water.
water.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's why. I was-
icy hot.
yeah,
We'll keep working on it.
maybe we
Icy
should just call it elemental, but then Disney will sue. Because
Icy
that-
Hot's already suing. Speaking of suing, Shannon, as we wrap this up.
Rap?
Yes, actually, yes. I can't control myself. Like, as we wrap this up,
Mhm.
yeah. You need to scrap for us.
Do the third verse again of my shot.
Look, here's what I'll say.
I'm gonna be annoyed if I screw up the exact same part. But what did I screw up?
No, you won't though.
Just don't screw up. That's the key.
You really won't.
Okay.
You got this.
And then we have to do Peter. We have to do the
Peter is very good at the When are these colonies gonna? He's very good at that part.
I don't know what's going on, but I'll figure it out as we go.
Okay. I imagine death so much it feels all like a memory. When's it gonna get me on my feet, 7 feet ahead of me? If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd get past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh, reach for a flask. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty. Scratch that. This is not a moment. It's the movement where all the hungriest brothers with something to prove. When foes oppose us, we take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, will it guarantee a freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? Oh, that's where it's just right screwed up. I know the action in the street is exciting. Between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Is this a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting. I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every actions and acts of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I did a bit slower.
Not throwing away my
shot. And I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. And I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna rise up. It's time to take a shot.
Rise up. Rise
It's time to take a shot. Rise up. Whoa. Take a shot. Take a shot. And it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot. Din.
Okay, that's
all the words were right, but I think most of them were. Because in my mind, I was like trying to rap, but also trying to remember what I screwed up. I think it was the part about the defense.
No, you just need to sit with that. You need to be like, nailed it. Done. That's it. That's the perfect end to the podcast.
We wrapped it.
Oh, wait.
And now.
Yeah.
Love it when I look at you. Or we can do Dilemma, or we can do Ja Rule, or what do we want to do?
No
matter what I do, all I think about
it was so late.
Even when I'm with my boo. There is a wrong in that song.
People are going to think that I just hate Ja Rule.
Yeah, they will think that.
I hate Ja Rule.
Oh, I thought you were saying they're
tired.
having an affair now.
No, but actually, Nelly and Ashanti are together. I actually recently learned that.
I know. Isn't that weird?
I know. It's crazy.
Because it's like I remember when like Alicia Keys and Usher had their song around the same time. And I was like, wait, are they together or not? What's going on? And then I just was really confused.
No, Nelly and Ashanti are married. I really recently found that out, which is crazy to me.
Good for them.
Do you want to do Dilemma? I'm just saying, in Dilemma, they're having an affair and she has a kid. And I'm like, you guys are bad guys here.
Dilemma.
Okay,
that's not the energy we need.
Okay.
What were you going to say? You said, I was going to ask.
I wonder if I should have a theme. I never have a theme for my seasons. Or like even just what I'm looking to answer. It's just conversation.
What theme? Growth?
That could be a good
Pirates?
What were the themes did we have? Are you pirates?
Yeah, we're just doing pirate
growth.
Growth is a big one.
You circled it.
Yeah.
And if you're having some people back, then it could be about growth. And like everyone's growing all the time, or not, to be explored.
Some people are shrinking.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, you could talk about negative growth, I guess.
Negative growth. I guess there's that. Anyway, I'll think about that. Thank you so much, Shannon and Peter, for being on this episode of Pod Friends, for being part of my first in-person episode, for doing something so special, to going with the flow. I'm glad it all worked out. And I'm so glad that we could bring this conversation and this chapter of your lives and where you are to so many other people. Special thanks to the RHAP team behind the scenes and everything they do to help me bring Pod Friends to life, but also everything that we do on RHAP. I feel like Pod Friends is this meta podcast, where we talk about the podcast, where we talk about the podcasters, where we talk about the community members. And I'm so excited for what's coming up this season. Still figuring it out, still excited to see what's in store. But if there are people that you want to see on Pod Friends, contact me on Blue Sky, on Instagram, MattScottGW. Let me know, let the guests know, and let's make it happen. So hope that you're doing well. Thanks again for being here on the journey with me. Can't wait to be in touch with you soon. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Leave those 5 stars. Leave those reviews. Leave a voicemail if you want. Speakpipe.com/podfriends. And last but not least, let me just say thank you for being a pod friend.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.